Alright, I think that took way too long to set up, but... yeah, when you start doing 6 streams at once, I think that's when things start to get a little funky. But we got it now. It takes a while to set up the chat. I think the multi-chat's working, so... maybe. Maybe. So I'm going to browse some eBay, I think. I think there's some deals out there we got to look for in the electronics department. I'm being selfish, so I'm going to look at what I want, but I think eBay is always the way to go for used stuff if you don't want to buy new. And if you can do auctions, I think that's the ticket. I do think the auctions is where it's at. So I'm looking for a weird thing. We got a couple of these already, but we need basically some more satellite tuners in the house. These are cool because they have a video output. I think I've talked about these before to people that care. It has digital audio and it has a video output. So basically you can see what's going on for playback on these things. It's a very strange, one kind of time built, never again. Sometimes these go really cheap and I don't want to pay $70 for it. Yeah, parts only, please. It's a little dusty. It's not that bad. Sometimes the environments are too dirty. You know, like where all this stuff has been sitting in maybe some rack. Yeah, these things, like, who's going out there and saying, like, I need to spend $70 on an old, not even Sirius, it's an old XM. This is before the merger. This is old stuff. This is like 2004, 5. So we got no auctions on this. What's the other one I wanted to search for? I have another radio in mind. These are a lot more primo, though. It's actually really good condition. Yeah, these are cool because you can hook up... the RS-232 is the best part about this unit. So you can, the SRH-1000 that they made before this, it's practically the same device, but the problem with it is that they disabled the RS-232 port. So what that means is you can control this device without a remote. Like if you had, you know, in today's world, like if you have a home automation or something, you can trigger this radio in your like Apple HomeKit or anything. RS-232 is really cool. I mean, it's old school, but you can adapt it. So when you see it on a device, basically what it tells me is that this device can stay around for a very long time, as long as it's supported by a manufacturer. And that goes for anything. Like if you have a, if you have like a radio or you have a amp or anything audio, anything video, just usually you can just keep it for a long time because these things are backwards compatible and all that. But anyway, this is a nice unit. I don't know for $90 though, but there's not too many of these out there. I like to go to sold listings. And what I really like to do is go to an auction sold listing and I can kind of get an accurate, this is what these will go for in an auction. And I think even 80 at an auction's high. Because this one sold on the 25th. If you're going to get a Sirius XM satellite radio, this is the one to get. Don't buy a new one. Buy this. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like, I haven't had Sirius XM since 2007. And that's the right mindset. All right, what else can we search? Oh yeah, USB class 1. That's probably the wrong. So I have, I'll actually bring up an example of what I'm talking about here. I can't close tabs to the right? Oh, I can. I'm using Firefox for the first time in God knows how long. What was it? Saiyan USB class 1. No, it wouldn't come up as USB class 1. Toslink? It's It's a DAC. It's a mini toss link. That's what it is. It's a DAC with mini toss link. Come on. I'm going to have to actually pull it from my... I hate when I have to go to my Amazon account and pull something because I can't... There's so much shit on Amazon, right? Look at these names. Saiyan DAC USB-C. I want to find the right one because it's important. Rayan. That's what it's called, not Saiyan. Rayan. R-E-I... Yeah, this brand. Why can't I find it now? This is it right here. Okay. So this is another weird device. This is very different from a lot of things you will ever see. Look how long it took to find the damn thing. So it's a DAC, so you could plug regular pair of headphones in this thing. But, well, it's really made for line level, so you don't want to, I wouldn't plug headphones in it. But it has Toslink. So this is digital audio. Okay, coming out of whatever. We did a video on this for the Nintendo Switch. And actually right now the music that you hear comes from an iPad through an optical connection over this with this adapter. Now the problem is this adapter is $26. And I think when you need to buy a few of them, you should probably be able to get it less than $26. It's a very simple adapter. So their profit's high at $26, you know. But anyway, I wanted to. The reason why we're here is I wanted to see. I believe that it's a USB Class 1 adapter, and I just want to like verify that on Amazon. So remember there was maybe some review that I read. This is another Amazon trick. If you're in your listings on Amazon, you can go to the bottom. I mean, some people just don't know things, so I want to. So if you click ratings, you can scroll to here and see. It says see more reviews. It's small. They always make it smaller, I swear, every year. But then you can get to all the reviews, and now you can search through the reviews. Yeah, I don't know if it's Class 1. I wonder where else we can find this brand. See? Gotta go to the heart of the beast. Oh, we're not a robot. We are a robot. We gotta trick it, though. I love our customers. Do you get those, too? They're like, do you get those? Yes, we all get them. Yeah, this is a great adapter. I mean, everything's shittily built, right? So expect for it to probably fall apart. And I mean, these rubber protectors that they put here, these things wear out real quick, especially if you're bending it. So probably get a few of them. But this is the same price as Amazon, so why? Oh, there's this one. What the hell is this? This is a wicked good deal. Well, this is it. Boom, baby, boom. $11. What kind of ragtag dealer is this from? Nope, that's it. It's the same one we bought. Cool. If you need a USB-C adapter, this is the one to get. Try to find this one. It's $11 here. I love how, oh, hold on, this is my favorite part. Hold on, let me go back. It's 56 bucks. I mean, we sell things to customers, right? Like when we sell an adapter, we sell something. You know, we have to make a profit on it. But are we going to make a $40 profit on a stupid little adapter? Come on. We'd charge 15, 20 bucks out the door, and we'd set it up. But yeah, this is a great adapter. Anyway, let's go back to the task at hand. RME stuff. Okay. If you're looking to do a podcast, this is what you get. A UC. This is a very nice unit. Is this Firewire? Nope, it's not. It's a little worn. I mean, the text does wear out. Like, if you ever get the silk screening or whatever it is, the text definitely wears out. But I think this was used quite a bit. But the top looks nice. Because these things are in and out of racks. Even a half unit like this, they'll stuff 2 of these in a 1U. So this thing's coming in and out all the time. This is a nice old unit. These are old digital to analog and analog to digital converters in this. But this is a nice unit. For 500 bucks, it's not the buy, though. Let me do ending soonest. So what I would do every time, too, is when you're looking at an auction, just go to ending soonest. Now, we only have 5 results for RME because this is, you know, broadcast quality shit. Yeah, there's not much for auction. Just do a zoom. I like to have a little bit more real estate here. I love everybody that puts all this new stuff on here. This is the granddaddy. This is the one to get if you can spring for it. You can get these for under $1,000 if you really shop at a like there was one I think that just went for 700 bucks. This is from Kazakhstan. Holy. A Fireface 400 is not bad, but the problem with these, it has what's called Firewire. So before USB, we have Firewire, and the bandwidth's very good out of Firewire. That's it's a really cool feature of the time. Like, this is an old connection, old data transfer, but it works really well, and a lot of people still use it professionally. But the problem is when you want to use this stuff on a modern computer, well, now you start getting into what these are, USB to Firewires. And these sometimes add issues. And the other thing, if you have a built-in computer, is a PCI to Firewire. But what ends up happening is, like, I think Windows 11 has an issue with a lot of these, even if it says it's compatible. I mean, so you basically, when you buy equipment like this, you want to make sure that more often than not, you're running it on a dedicated computer. Like the broadcast computer that we're trying to use here for OBS to stream all this out, you don't want to update that. You know, every IT person in the world will tell you to update that machine, but you don't update it, right? When a machine shop has $1 million laser machines, right, cutting pieces of metal, they do not update those computers ever. They never do it. Because it's vital, right? They need them working all the time. If you update it and you screw it up, then it's meant for it to be working, and it's meant to be a tool. Like for example, on an audio-based computer, like if you just have like a mixing setup, right? Like let's say you're trying to make music or whatever, and you would require, or a podcast, right? And you need an interface like this, because your microphones would go in the front, right? Your headphones go in here. But you need to connect this to FireWire, and you'll need an adapter. This one right here, actually. You'll need an adapter to even get this connected in the first place. And I think once you start adding adapters, it gets a little funky. But you can never update that machine. It's got to be the dedicated rig. And this is meant to be more of a portable interface, too. So the dilemma with FireWire, I would not... it just sucks so bad that basically people drop support for FireWire. I mean, I understand. Like, people don't want to support things forever. But these things work really well. If you can get the FireWire issues dealt with, I think you'll have a really nice sound. Especially for, I mean, these things do get very expensive. Like, as soon as you start you want to record a microphone, or you want to record any instrument, you are literally looking at this, you know? And this is just beginning. This stuff has never been cheap. Not for quality. Alright, let's try some more audio, and then we'll do some computer deals, I think. We'll try to do some computer deals, show people what's going on out there. What was it? Sample rate converter? So right now we have we have an iPad that's connected to optical, right, with that adapter I showed you. And then that goes into another box. And it converts it to AES. Oh, these are actually not horrible either. Z Systems. Horrible pictures on this. Not a big fan of these. Every time I see Behringer, not a big fan. Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot more of these Z Systems come on listings. But I don't see the ones that I want. Which is Lucid. Lucid DA. See if I can get relevant listings. Sometimes I gotta click around on eBay. I can't just search for it. But I think these are just a little hard to get. Here we go. Yeah, the 88-192 is the one that you shouldn't buy. That's why there's a lot of them here. Tascam. Wow, this is a Dante. This is rare. This shit costs a fortune. If anything has Dante next to it, get ready to go to the bank. But this is why. It's funny how we're doing analog this way now, huh? Audiophiles cringe at that. Oh, this is a nice unit. It's very expensive, though. Excellent working condition. Yeah, okay. What's going on here? Would you hit the power thing? See, RS-232, that's what you'd like to see. You can literally control this thing. Like, let's say you had a Stream Deck or whatever. A lot of people are like, what the hell is this thing? This allows you to get analog into your computer and then analog out of your computer. So, microphones, keyboards, anything. Consoles, gaming, whatever. Like a mixer. And you can use an RME to control these. This is actually a nice unit. This is the AES we're talking about. Yeah, they're up there, though. Yeah, once you start talking about 10-year-old gear, I don't want to pay $500 for it. I want a Rick Harris in it. I'll give you $50. All right, let's look at some computer deals. I like to go generic when I search like that generic. I like to do an auction ending soonest. Now, a lot of this shit if they list it right, you're going to be able to tell if it's old and shitty right off the bat. And I would try, like when you're trying to find a deal, try not to use a filter. Because the best deals that you will find come from the mistake in the listing. Right? So maybe they don't put it in the right category, which happens all the time. Like somebody will put this latitude under VHS players. This is 2 minutes left on this. This is parts only. We don't care about parts only. This is a little old in the tooth. I mean, most of this will be shit. These run really hot. If you buy this, it's a nice computer, but if they run really hot. So you might have to, if you buy this computer or you buy anything that looks like it, like literally look at this listing sometime for like 10 minutes, right? And just look at how this computer looks. And you will see a lot of computers, like some things that Dell makes will look just like it and have like a different model number. These things run very hot. I wouldn't buy that for... It's only 9th gen. I think they're overpaying. Unless it's in immaculate condition or something, but even then, I don't really... And the big question is, why would we search for Dell first? Or really just Dell... for the most part. Like if you're trying to find, if you're gaming, just like ignore it. Okay. You should probably build your own rig. If you're broadcasting, if you're trying to do like a podcast, or you're trying to do a recording of something, maybe like just very few channels, maybe, you know, 1 or 2 people for a microphone, or 1 or 2 people for guitar, or whatever you're trying to record. You got to figure out what you're trying to record. But a lot of that stuff can be done on a MacBook. So if you hate Apple, I would try not to hate Apple right now, because they have the best machine for the price. And we'll look that up in a minute too. We'll look up the best Apple deals you can probably get right now. Anything 8th, 9th gen, it's just going to run really hot. What are these new Snapdragon? What's that Snapdragon called? Yeah, Qualcomm's got these new... Snapdragon X Elite. Snapdragon X Elite. Can't type for shit. Did we find a gem? I'm not a big fan of the lack of pictures, but I think this thing's basically mint condition. Would somebody take it out of the box, run Microsoft Edge and put it back in the box? $14.29. What's the Amazon rate? 16. Go away. Oh man, getting bombarded. 16 gigs, 256 gig SSD. 256. What is this one? This is a really good deal. Holy shit. Is this the one I'm talking about though? Yeah, I think this one is actually not a bad deal at all. you're talking open box, truly open box. This is not a horrible computer. I think if you got to make sure that your software will run on this chip, because it's not an Intel chip, right? So don't make that mistake. Don't buy it and not know. But this is a good computer. And that was a random search off of just typing in Snapdragon X Elite. And it's not, I don't even think it's the newest chip either. I do want to search for, I like to search it generically. M1 16 gig. Let me go to all. Sometimes I do that too. I would just search it generically like that. Sometimes they don't put the specs in there, you know. So when you start searching for the specs, it won't show you all the listings. Dude, what the fuck? This guy wants what for this thing? Oh my god, this is not even an M1. This guy's trying to scam people. Do not buy this. This person deserves a good... Yeah, look at a 0% rating. I wonder why, because nobody will buy shit from you. Guy's like, $700. Like, what? Wow, they did go up in price, huh? I guess people are catching on. This isn't really good. Is this like a joke? So it's 8 gigs, so that scares me a little bit about the price. If you can get this for under 5, you're fine. And you definitely don't want to spend more than $550 for it. Oh, this isn't rose gold. This one's hard to find. Is this in good condition? Yeah, the other thing we need to go over. It can't have iCloud. You have to make sure, like, and eBay's fine. Like, if you bought something from eBay and it had an iCloud lock on it, which basically means it's somebody else's Apple account and you can't do shit with the laptop, you can get a return and regardless. It doesn't matter if they accept returns. Like, if the thing is not working, eBay will cover you pretty well. This is a very nice machine. The problem is this guy's got one sale, and I think it's bullshit. This is more realistic. What's this? Let me close my other tabs. Yeah, I bet you want $550 right now for it. Just like I want top dollar. Yeah, this is a nice machine. Even if it has a ding or whatever, who gives a shit? This is a nice computer. If you can get... See, he's got a reserve. God knows how greedy he is. If he's super greedy, he's going to not lift a finger until $450. If you can get this for $450 or under, you are scoring a great machine. If you hate Mac, reevaluate yourself. Because for web browsing and playing a video on the internet, which is probably what most people are doing, let's admit it. I mean, people have giant gaming rigs and they barely use them. You know how often the guy... Let's put something in perspective, right? How often does the guy with the Lamborghini drive it? He doesn't. Just buy this thing. Yeah, this thing's... I think anything under 450 for an M1 is the... Because what does an M3 go for? Yeah, 7. $9. There's 5 days left, and this is at 700 already. Well, there's 4 minutes left in this one, so 8, 9. And I would stray away from these because they have less performance on the storage. On this storage right here, because I think that they cheaped out somewhere. So the older M1, even though this is a better performing chip, I don't know, man. Like if you're cutting the storage down by a lot, that's a huge issue. The M1's the one to get. It still is the one to get. They're still updating it. It's like nobody ever talks about it anymore. The M1 is the one. Yeah, if you're web browsing, there's no better. The battery life's pretty decent. I think for logic, it's good. For light video work, it's actually incredible. All right, let's try to. I want to see what else we could probably snab a deal on. What was the? I'm trying to get the model number of one of our monitors here. UL600. LG. Oh, that's not a bad price at all. Wow, hold on. The main circuit board is only $60. Is this soldered? Oh my god, it's all connectors. I didn't know it was that easy to repair this thing. Once you break it open, that is. Does it require soldering? I don't think it does. Yeah, this monitor is really good. This is a few years old now, and what's funny is that this SKU is Best Buy SKU. So sometimes the manufacturers will do deals with these certain retailers, and they'll basically create a SKU so you can't price match it. Is kind of basically why they do it. It's very clever. And it's the same. There's another. It's probably something UL600 or some UK600. It's something like that. And it's the same. It's the same monitor. But this thing is super good. The image out of the box is actually amazing. If you're using it with a Mac, I think it's probably one of the best Mac monitors you could possibly buy. Anything LG, anything of this type of panel. This is 4K. It does the FreeSync and all that. I would not spend $390 on it. I wouldn't spend $300 on it. Yeah, that's the other SKU, UK600. Apparently the UKs are failing. Yeah, it's a good monitor if you can pick one up. These ULs. Because not all monitors are great. You know, you look at them and the backlights are bad on them, and you know, these are primo things. These went for $300 or $400 brand new. So this is, you know, while everybody's in hysteria over 8K and shit that you can't even see, you know, get a deal on something that makes a little bit more sense. Another favorite we like to look at is Anchor products. I like the Anchor stuff. More particularly, maybe brick. I gotta change this music. Please, help me. Prog gets so good with music, like progressive music is so amazing sometimes, but it just goes off the rails other times. Depends on how funky you get. So these are $40. Yeah. Yeah, it's about the max I'd even pay for it with the shipping on it. These are really good if you can score these. These have treated me really well. Once again, I wouldn't go too much over this. I mean, $5 plus that. See, the shipping, the problem with eBay, if you're trying to search for like small stuff and basically, you know, under a couple $100, you know, your shipping's going to be crazy. It's all crazy. Even that, like, especially anything remotely heavy right now. I'm not a big fan of the little ones. This is too awkward to plug in. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's a bank. But this will fall out of every outlet you plug it into. Yeah, if this is new, this is not bad. Oh, they're using an iPhone SKU. $20. Yeah. See what? Yeah, I love what people try to do. They're like, "Oh, well, let's run an auction at $3 less than the retail price." Yeah, I'm sure you'll sell it. Some of these get so expensive. I will say that there's a little bit of a quality difference on some of their products. Like some stuff's very plasticky and some stuff's very well built. Like this right here, this is very heavy and hefty. Like anything with this silverish thing that they put on it, the metal part. Another thing we can... oh, capture cards. Those are always fun. So I try to stay away from external ones. Like, I would do external if you're just trying to... I don't know. I guess they work for convenience, but I think you have to have a lot of ducks in a row for these to work reliably. Like, you have to have the right USB card, and you have to have the right chip, and everything's got to be married, and it's got to get the right amount of power from the USB, and the cable can't be too long, and I just think these things can be a headache. Anything external. So these are fine, but I think the problem with the Mach 1's Elgato is you can't change certain settings on them. But these goes for like $200 if they're Mach 2s. I would stay away from this one. Like anything like that. Anything like this, I'd stay away from it. Black Magic, this is a nice card. I think this is a 1080p card. It's simple. for that matter. Blackmagic is a great thing to look up. These they make great products. And if you're doing anything streaming, anything content creation, or basically anything where you have to record yourself and put it on the internet, these guys make everything you could think of. Specifically capture cards and cameras. This thing ain't cheap, retail. Can I do 60 frames? Yeah, parts only usually go for 600. This thing's actually... Somebody's gonna luck out on that. Oh, wow. Very interesting. I wonder how reliable these are. It has SCI too. That's very rare. At least for the Thunderbolt, the connection that it's using. See, only Blackmagic's gonna make this kind of stuff, man. That is because it costs money to put Thunderbolt in this. You know, that's not cheap. The breakout. No shit. This is an awesome card. Wow. What is this called? The Ultra Studio Express with Thunderbolt. I just want to get all that. Let me Google this. Yeah, I know they go up there. They're 450-ish. That's a legacy product, right? Yeah, up to 1080p 60. This is awesome. This breakout right here. So that's the same way we're routing audio over here right now. We're doing an AES EBU. We could literally feed it right to the capture card. That would actually solve a couple things for us right now that we currently have to deal with a latency desync. So that way we could literally add our... We could add a... Let's say we add a delay for whatever reason, like a buffer to how we're capturing something. The audio would always be in sync because you're sending an AES connection through the capture card. This is a very interesting device. Do these work on Windows? That's going to be the trick. It's hard to find information on this damn thing. I can't believe it has AES. That's amazing. I mean, you usually only see that on an internal card, so this is not something they made for very long. And I can't find a lot of information on it. Oh, here we go. And it has a serial control port. Of course it does. This thing's fucking awesome, dude. With 10-bit. It's 422, but that's fine. It's 1080p 60. What do you want? Is it 1080i 60 or 1080p 60? Oh, shit. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. We just read something that I swear it says 1080p 60. That's a big factor. You want, if you're capturing 1080p, you want the capture to be P. And you want to make sure that it can record in variable frame rate. Like if it's 5994, that's not the same as this. It's not. They're close. It's not the same. Everything needs to be matched. Yeah, it's a cool device. What other things they got out there? I'll do one more search for Black Magic. This is an older card. Oh, it's a component. Yeah, I don't see that every day. Telling you, this thing is a really good deal. Even if it's 1080i, it's still a fun device to screw around with it. These were a big deal for a long time. But still, I try to... These are really good. Actually, if you have a Mac and you can get a... because remember, this is like that DisplayPort connector, this white. This, it's Thunderbolt, but it's got, you know, that connector. You want to make sure that you get an adapter, but it should work no problem. These things are really pretty good for anything portable, and I think it's powered over that too. Even at $30, dude. These are great. And that's a capture card, man. Those are the real capture cards. Because when you go, you know, this is stuff that's used in studios and things, and that's the difference between this and an Elgato or something. And Elgato makes some really interesting stuff, and we have a lot of I have a lot of their products. I have a Mach 2 4K. I have a 1080p 60. We had the old original game capture when they made that. We have a lot of their products. We have the Stream Deck app running that we pay them yearly to use, which I kind of disagree with. I think that's a little silly, but the app works. It's enough for me to pay $10 or $20 a year to have a control panel on my iPad that controls everything. It controls the stream. It controls anything we need it to do for audio leveling. It's quite nice. But I think these are the ones to get. Like, if you are serious about capturing anything external, if anything that has like an HDMI port or anything that, like, it doesn't matter if it's a game console or it's a camera, these things will work. Blackmagic's a really good name. I would try to go with an internal card. If you try to get like a custom computer. I want to find one more thing before we wrap it up. Something else I've been looking for. Let me see what's in my little list. My little list. But mainly this was just a big test so I could test the desktop capture. What's funny is I feed it the HDMI output of the computer right to its own input of the capture card. It's a little odd. Oh yeah, the Mega SG. So if you're a gamer and you want to play old Sega games, these things are crazy. So all this is a new console for Sega games, and it has an HDMI port on it. This thing's sick. The upscaling's amazing, actually. I want to see if I can bring up a video of it. Not a weird video. Not something 8 hours long. That's my problem with gaming videos. Gamers think they gotta like, I mean, I guess this is no different, this live stream, but I mean, people are making 40-minute videos on why they should buy or not buy a console. Like, give me a 5-second thing. Yeah, this is the quality from that thing. really get to a part where it actually shows the gameplay. It would be nice.
Everything
Yeah, this is an old cartridge game, dude.
The Hedgehog 2, lesser known titles like
It's just crazy.
Ghouls and Ghosts and Rolling Thunder 2, and technically challenging games like the
Yeah, I mean, these are really old school games, you can see, but these things are really tough to make look good on a modern television. And I can't believe kind of the quality out of this stuff. You know, if you're an old school gamer or whatever, these things are really sick.
Feeling of nostalgia. A new
I like his
paper
David
authored
Bowie
by a
shirt.
psychologist at the University
Yeah, I
of
wish he showed more of the
Southern
gameplay, but yeah, the thing is just, it's just amazing. It's so expensive, though. I mean, look at this, this freaking company. So they make all these basically brand new, old, old everything. Oh, they sold it to the Pocket, too? I didn't know that. Yeah, this is cool. This will play like old CD, PC games. But yeah, the analog Mega, dude. I mean, that's what these things are. This is not even the original console, right? This is a recreation. That's always how this works, right? Like 8 Germans get in a room in a lab somewhere, and then they're like, boom, $600, 35-year-old video game console. A boom. Yeah, like what the originals are going for. So the funny thing is, you know, you could basically mod one of these things. And that gets me, what is the GameCube going for now? Wow, that guy's got every color under the sun. Oh, this is a weird one. Oh, it's just the light. Guy puts his feet in the picture like a weirdo. Oh, I like how he shows us the discs. Not everybody does that. Yeah, a little bit of scratching on the front. It's not where I want the scratches, though, to be honest with you, because the shell's more replaceable than this. I think these things are going to take the frig off, dude. A lot of these games are going to really skyrocket. I mean, some of them are already begun, right? This is for a used copy. This is a copy that was thrown around by, like, my cousin and I. This is what it's worth now at an auction. This is 40 minutes ago. So probably $150 or something stupid on this game. Look at this. Like, who's playing that? This is a collector. Crazy. This stuff's only going to go up, is what I'm saying. Like, this is interesting. I think there's a lot of nostalgia. Specifically with these consoles because of the franchises that are built into these systems. Like, I mean, the Mario stuff and the Zelda and the Pokemon, and it's just the monopoly that Nintendo almost had kind of on everything for so long is really remarkable. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to have an effect on these types of things where you're going to see these go for just stupid money one day, and they already go for stupid money. That's crazy. I just want to see which one sold go for at an auction. A lot of games. Mostly games. Yeah, Wind Waker's $70, dude, at an auction. That means in a store. Like, if a store has Wind Waker, you're paying a lot of money for that. Probably $150. Okay, so $70-ish with the controller, and is that aftermarket? Is that an aftermarket power supply? And he doesn't have the Game Boy player, right? What does a Game Boy player go for? Oh, that will be our final one. What's a Game Boy player? Holy shit. It's not that bad. The start disc is where it's at. I think that's the money. So interesting, dude. Anyway, buy GameCubes. Always. And for the GameCube, I lied. There's one last thing. What is it called? AVE HDMI. Is that for Wii only? Yeah, it is for Wii only. Jesus, what's it called? HDMI, Force 1080. I gotta just kind of spell it out how I researched it, unfortunately. 480p GameCube. Yeah, it's a GC video. That's what it is. So it's a GameCube GC video. So this thing will go on your... This is a non-invasive mod. And this will go right on your GameCube. And just attach to... Now, you have to have the thing with the 2 ports in the back. You have to have a special GameCube. But you can connect HDMI to this thing. And it has... It's not showing it too well. I would love it if they showed the actual product. That would be great. Is this like a mystery trying to figure out what it looks like? Yeah. So anyway, you do some research on GC video. You can get a cool HDMI output on the GameCube. I want to try to find a graphic. Google Images sucks nowadays. Try to find something and you can't. Yeah, but you can kind of see it here, like the blurriness of an interlaced image and having it progressive, and having your television or another scaler do the scaling. Oh, that's what it is. GCHD Mach 2. That's what it's called. Yeah, this thing's sick. It's a lot of money for what it is. But what it does is it connects to your GameCube through the back, like this. And you have an HDMI, which is like what this white cable is. And this right here is either a headphone or it can be a mini optical, I believe. And that's really cool. So you can basically grab your digital audio from your GameCube without the HDMI. And the reason why that's important, and I would assume that I'm making a big assumption here that our iPad died, so we lost our music. I'm making a big assumption that I think what the optical is doing in this adapter is it's bypassing how it would give it HDMI its audio. And what I mean by that is usually there's a latency when you put audio with your HDMI, right? Like if you have a home theater system, and let's say even if you have just like a cable box, a lot of the times that will have optical on it. You want to use that, right? Because that's lower latency, right? Lower lag by the time it gets to wherever it needs to go. HDMI has a lot more increased lag that we've noticed. So I think it does get around that. So that way you can record it separately. You don't need a capture card to get audio out of the GameCube. I do find it pretty cool. So I think that will wrap it up for now. I just want to do some eBay searching and test out our desktop capture. Yesterday we did some gaming. So we were able to actually test our capture card with an Xbox. An old Xbox works great. And right now we got buffer disabled on our capture card. I'm just trying to test some stuff and see if everything's smooth and all that. But I think what we'll start doing is we'll start talking about tech more and just getting some news stories out there. I think there's a lot of hysteria recently, like just a lot of headlines that don't matter. There's a lot of hacked headlines. Like they're like 200 million accounts have been leaked online. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like everybody's stuff's out there. For the most part, it's just like there's certain things you can do. Lock your credit, lock your, get all your passwords managed into basically a system that helps you remain secure and manage everything you need to manage. So I think there's just a lot of crazy headlines that we don't even really need to address. But I think what we'll start doing is talking more about tech and just some stories happening. We get asked a lot. I do with the business and all. People are basically just asking, "Hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that?" So I think us starting to do a whether it's a podcast or whatever you call this kind of thing, it's going to allow us to just talk about these things. Maybe allow us to clip things and put them out there. So that way people have an idea of what the hell's going on, what they should buy, what they shouldn't buy, and more importantly, like what's bullshit IT and what's real IT. And I think that's a big deal. But yeah, this is a multi-stream test. We are doing 6 streams right now. So my job is going to probably at some point watch some of those back and see if this quality is enough. But I think that will do it for now.